YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. People frequently beg me for flame cannons. I have not been able to successfully use a flame cannon in, well, almost forever. But here was a video someone sent me where they said they were going to use flame cannons. So figured I'd give you all a little bit of eye candy. Flame cannons are really a brutally effective weapon if your opponent is foolish enough to allow them to do their work. The challenge for them, and they actually got buffed in the most recent patch, is their range still, and their range did increase. Their explosive damage and everything increased, but their range is so short that any opponent who kind of takes the time to either rush you right or to play their ranged advantage won't very often find themselves being heavily disadvantaged by a flame cannon. Some of the armies that they would be most effective against, like big blobs of stuff, or regenerate units, like the vampires, they'll just raise the dead all day long on you, and so you just suffer badly at their hands. But you can see, I mean, the flame cannon works pretty darn well. I guess the opportunity. This is a Dawi versus Wood Elf, and these slayers are like, what the heck's happening? You know, and it's like they're not even turning around. They're getting shot by these glade riders over here. The Hagbane tips. Looks like the Quarrelers are finally going to answer. So that was some Way Watchers that we saw up front. I'm going to do a little bit more cinematic on this battle, just for fun, because the battle wasn't like some kind of strategic, you know, unbelievably crazy accomplishment. It was just fun to watch. That's kind of what I'm trying to show you here. There was Iron Breakers. You saw them, the Nordgrimling's Iron Breakers. I'll just give you a quick overview of the units that are on the field so you know what you might see. Some Quarrelers, Dragonfire Pass, Nordgrimling's Iron Breakers, some Dwarf Warriors, a bunch of Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, a couple Wildwood Rangers, a lot of Eternal Guard, and the Glady. And then the Dwarf side, you got Thorgrim Grudgebear and a Runesmith kind of leading it up. So yeah, let's get back in and catch some of the sweet, sweet eye candy that's going down here. That flame cannon, though, it ends up racking up a significant number of kills. You can see disemboweling and Char-grilling pointy ears all at the same time. These guys are fleeing out of range. Flame cannon won't quite reach them. But yeah, the Iron Breakers over here just lit these guys up. Dang, I hate that I missed it. It was actually pretty entertaining. It didn't kill a ton of them, but man, they got lit up by Iron Breakers. Thorgrim gets caught here. He's going to take a lot of skirmish fire. Just look at that flame cannon. Now, sometimes you can get really lucky. Sometimes you can, or really unlucky. Sometimes a flame cannon, you can shoot it over your own lines into blobs of infantry, but every now and then, you get a shortfall round, and it's going to hurt. Thorgrim's getting savaged over here by Way Watchers, arrows and Kurnos. So a pretty serious situation, yeah. Like right here, let's see if it works. This is what the Dawi player is going to attempt. So one of them landed right in the middle of their own troops, and then two pretty good hits. So it's a use it at your own risk if you're going to fire it over your lines and try and create a blob. But yeah, sometimes it can pay off. The Wood Elves did take the worst for that, and they're fleeing. These Glade Riders are going to get shut down by Quarrelers here. It's going to be way too much Quarreler fire for them. At this point, Thorgrim's leading his Dawi forward. The Iron Breakers are continuing to savage the fleeing Wood Elves. See the Glady up here just kind of patiently doing her work, which is what she should do. But I mean, given an opportunity to pounce on Thorgrim, you would hope that she would take it, but she can do some decent damage from the air. A lot of Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, which a lot of people like the fact that they do armor-piercing damage, but they also do magical damage, and dwarves are resistant to magical damage, 25%. Oh, that friendly fire, though. That friendly fire. Sometimes it just backfires. These Dragonback Slayers finishing off some Eternal Guard. It's pretty sweet. In terms of the overall, most of the Wood Elf forces are fleeing, and the dwarves are pursuing, though the battle still lists as fairly close. Let's look at these Wildwood Rangers going head-to-head with Slayers. Two high-attack, low-armor units. I think there's just more Slayers here with better health, and they're unbreakable, so the Wildwood Rangers will probably take the worst of that engagement. This Goblobber. When it lands a hit, it does so much leadership damage. Yeah, you can see Glade Guard fleeing away. Thorgrim's caught again by the prey of Anathrema, and the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass are going to get a hold of these guys. They are pretty good units. Let's check out the Flame Cannon, see if we get any more sweet, sweet char-grilled pointy ears. Oh my goodness, yes. That was actually a pretty good salvo. Landed all across their line. You see the refire on the Flame Cannon's not bad either. But yeah, I mean, the Flame Cannon causes absolutely absurd damage to infantry. And it is beautiful to watch. It really is. Absolutely lovely. There's a Branch Wraith over here. Boy, all these elves could have used his healing a long time ago. Looks like we got some Rune of Negation, but a Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma here. The Dwarf Warriors. Looks like it'll pretty much finish them. Thorgrim's in rough shape. It's still listing the battle as fairly close, but I'm not convinced. Not convinced the Wood Elves really have. I mean, they could try and cycle charge to death, but they'd have to keep some units on the ground to keep the Glady from routing. They just lost their Branch Wraith, which probably could have outrun Dwarves. So we're probably going to see a chain rout due to leadership here pretty quickly. Oh, that Flame Cannon. I'm going to get one more volley. Let's see. I think it's going to kill a lot more Dwarves than it is Wood Elves here. Oh, the utter disregard. Now, that's Patchy's kind of guy. Let's see how many kills it ended up with. 125, not counting Dwarfs. Some regroup Glade Guard out here. They'll get caught by the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. Looks like the Dwarf player is just kind of chasing all the ground units and not really even being too concerned. The Glady's just sitting up here shooting. Not particularly concerned about trying to pounce on the Flame Cannon or any other units at the moment. She's not going to take, I mean, she's on an eagle, so she's not particularly well armored, so Horlers actually will do quite a bit of damage over time. She's dead focused on killing Thorgrim here. That's a grudging, by the way. Oh, Char-grilled eagle. Ooh. May not have any eyebrows left after that one. But it was a miss. Not likely the Flame Cannon would actually hit the bird, especially while moving. Ooh, so close. I want to see it, though, just for the sake of fun now. Come on, hit it, hit it, hit it. Oh. Like I said, they're going to have some singed tail feathers there. I think Thorgrim's probably going to get sniped. Depends on whether the Glady has enough ammo. She's still firing at him. He is very low on health, down to 377. Hit, hit, nope. Oh, come on, all right, maybe this one. It's looking like it's off target. I just want to see some Char-grilled eagle. No, it's not gonna happen. So close. Oh, Thorgrim has got to be like one shot from death here. Unless the Branch Wraith were to get him. Alright, I feel a grudging coming in. Oh my gosh, I can't believe Thorgrim survives. I keep expecting him to drop Branch Wraith. Oh, he dropped the Branch Wraith, took his head off. And he's still alive somehow. Look at, he survived! How many hit points could he have had left? He had to be down to like no hit points. And how about that for taking off the Branch Wraith's head right at the end? I said I see a grudge incoming, but instead, that was actually a reckoning. So few hit points left on Thorgrim. Wow. Anyway, like I said, maybe not the most like crazy strategic battle, but Ayer, why'd you show that? Well, I just wanted you all to see the Flame Cannons. The Flame Cannons are a lot of fun. I haven't gotten a chance to use them in a long time, and I just figured it'd be fun for you all to see them used. I just wanted to demonstrate. It's been a long time since I demonstrated anything with them. We'll just kind of have a quick chat. We'll head to the Glacial Lake, and I'll get a whole bunch of greenskins to kind of do a demonstration here. So if we were to get a whole bunch of greenskins, like let's just get a bunch of boys. And yeah, these guys are low armor. And Flame Cannon does a lot of damage to infantry regardless. But let's just say, and I'll actually make my Flame Cannon the general. Just for fun. Where are you at, Flame Cannon? Here we go. Let's get a couple for good measure. just to show you how much damage these things can dish in the right situation. It's pretty significant. We're going to put a lot of greenskins out here. And we'll get a few flame cannons just for fun. Just for added dramatic effect here. There we go. I just need some Dawi to hold the line temporarily. Okay. Set to attacker. So yeah, how much damage can flame cannons deal to blobbed up enemies? Well, the answer is a lot. They can even deal quite a bit of damage, as you saw, to enemies that aren't terribly blobbed up. But they will do the most damage, in my eyes, when you are creating a good old-fashioned blob. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do here. But yeah, you can see the limited range. That's our biggest factor right there. See that range? It only reaches out to about 180, and that can actually be matched by the Wood Elves. So a flame cannon is barely outranging a Way Watcher. Now the Wood Elves do not have artillery themselves. They do have flyers, but I mean, if you could protect flame cannons from the Wood Elves, theoretically you could try and use it against them. I'm not sure that I'm guaranteeing that that would work out well for you, but I'm just saying you could. Let's go ahead and fast forward a bit and let you all just see some of the flame cannon in action here. I'm gonna have to block off the back here. Okay, so let's watch what this looks like. So, again, against blobbed up infantry, flame cannons do horrendous damage. Just absolutely horrendous. You know, one thing I've never tried is the manual shot on the flame cannon just random, or do you actually get to make it aim the way you want? Nope, it's just fire and it goes where it goes. Okay, so it's not like a hell cannon. If it was, that might be something interesting that I'd never taken notice of before. But I mean, you can see, again, this is a purposeful blob test. But, you know, if you're playing against the AI in campaign and you have a good opportunity to bottleneck them, I mean, you could make them pay a hefty, hefty price for being blobbed up. You see the greenskin units taking absolutely absurd damage. And like I said, you take a risk by firing over your own lines. You can do it though because they have a nice little arc. You see, like right there, we had a bit of a shortfall. We'll watch what happens as we continue to fire. Yeah, a little bit of some shortfalls there again. But I mean, we're still getting damage across the line. So that's one feasible way you can use them, is to fire over your own lines. And again, just the amount of damage they deal is very, very good when they're getting hits. And as they chevron up, they'll be more and more accurate, and they can continue to put just brutal effect down on your enemies. Let's watch over here. Can they fire over my lines over here and get the job done? See how quickly they can reposition. It's a weakness of artillery, is how quickly they can turn and aim again. Let's see what happens if they can drop shots in the middle, as they sure did. And like I said, the more chevrons they get, the more accurate they'll get. If you use a Master Engineer, you can buff their reload and their missile damage. It'll be very effective. Yeah, again though, see, if you have some Dawi who can just hold the line. Again, I would mostly recommend this for campaign. And it's because players online are usually a little more clever than allowing you to do stuff like this. But you can see where these things could be useful against factions in campaign that are not going to be good at stopping artillery. Flame cannons alone, I'm actually able to hold back a pretty good tide of greenskins here. And you're able to wreck blobs pretty hard. So here we go. Let's get a little bit last bit of flame cannon eye candy here. Oh, that shortfall though. Like I said, when you do get a shortfall and it hits your own guys, it is devastating. You can, in the wrong situation, you can certainly rout your own troops. Yeah, just look how quickly they mopped up this fight that was actually going poorly for that flank. So, yeah, and my recommendations for these guys, if you use them kind of in a cheeky way in an online battle occasionally, you might get a fun result with them. But typically these are going to be a campaign item, and even in campaign, the AI, like, Like, for instance, if they have hell cannons, if they have cannons, they'll target your flame cannons first. The AI does that kind of thing, and they'll go after those type of units the same way that they go after, like, trollhammer torpedoes and stuff like that, so just be aware of it. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. Appreciate MSI sponsoring the channel. Appreciate you, my awesome viewer, for being here. If you want to see more, click that logo in the bottom right-hand corner so you can subscribe and be the first to know about new videos. Speaking of new videos, I will see you in one coming up soon. HeirofCarthage, signing out.